I hope this brief overview provides you with a good sense of the topic. I will talk a little about the growth of cryptocurrency and the role Ethereum and Ripple XRP played. In the not-too-distant past, the idea of a decentralized digital currency was nothing more than a fleeting thought in the minds of a select few technology enthusiasts. However, as the world began to grow more connected and technology advanced at a rapid pace, the concept of a decentralized digital currency began to take shape and gain traction. It all began in 2008, when an anonymous individual or group going by the pseudonym Satoshi Nakamoto released a whitepaper detailing a new electronic cash system called Bitcoin. The system was based on a technology called blockchain, which allowed for secure, direct transfers of value without the need for a central intermediary. At first, few people paid much attention to Bitcoin. Those who did often dismissed it as a fringe concept that would never gain mainstream acceptance. But as the years passed, more and more people began to take notice of the technology and its potential. Early adopters, many of whom were drawn to the idea of a decentralized and censorship-resistant form of currency, began buying and using Bitcoin. They formed a community around the currency, and as they did, the value of Bitcoin began to rise. As the value of Bitcoin rose, it attracted the attention of investors, traders, and businesses. They saw the potential for huge profits in this new and exciting asset class, and they began to pour money into it. This, in turn, fueled even more growth and adoption of Bitcoin. More businesses began accepting it as a form of payment, and more individuals began using it to store value and make transactions. As Bitcoin's popularity grew, so too did the number of other digital currencies that emerged in its wake. These currencies, known as altcoins, sought to improve upon the original Bitcoin design in various ways. One of the most notable was Ethereum, which was launched in 2015. Unlike Bitcoin, which was primarily designed as a decentralized digital currency, Ethereum was built to be a decentralized platform for the creation of smart contracts and decentralized applications (dApps). The launch of Ethereum was met with great excitement in the crypto community, as it promised to bring new possibilities and use cases for blockchain technology. The Ethereum blockchain was designed to be more flexible and programmable than Bitcoin, allowing developers to build a wide variety of applications on top of it. This flexibility and programmability also made it possible for Ethereum to create its own digital currency, called Ether. Unlike Bitcoin, which was primarily used for transactions and as a store of value, Ether was designed to be used as a form of fuel for the Ethereum network. In order to execute smart contracts and run dApps on the network, users had to pay a small fee in Ether. This created a new market for the currency and helped to drive its value up. As Ethereum and its native currency Ether began to gain traction, they also drew the attention of large companies and financial institutions. They saw the potential of smart contracts and decentralized applications to revolutionize industries such as finance, supply chain management, and more. One of the most significant players in the financial industry to take notice of Ethereum was Ripple. Ripple is a payment protocol and digital currency created in 2012. The company behind Ripple, Ripple Labs, aimed to use blockchain technology to create a global payment network that would make it easy and inexpensive to transfer money across borders. In order to achieve this goal, Ripple created its own digital currency, called XRP. XRP was designed to be a bridge currency that could be used to facilitate cross-border payments between different currencies. This meant that instead of having to convert money from one currency to another, which could be expensive and time-consuming, people could use XRP as an intermediary currency to make the transaction. Here I will speak on some of the banks that plans to use cryptocurrency and the countries that are adopting it. Banks and financial institutions were highly skeptical of the idea of a decentralized digital currency. They saw it as a threat to their traditional business models and a potential source of fraud and money laundering. However, as the world began to grow more connected and technology advanced at a rapid pace, the concept of a decentralized digital currency began to gain traction, and the tide began to shift. One of the first major banks to take notice of cryptocurrency was JP Chase, one of the largest banks in the United States. In 2015, the bank's CEO Jamie Dimon famously dismissed Bitcoin as a fraud and warned that it would blow up. However, just a few years later, JP Chase announced that it was developing its own digital currency, called the JPM coin. The JPM coin was designed to be used as a settlement token for transactions on JP Morgan's wholesale payments platform, allowing for instant and secure transfers of value between banks. This marked a significant shift in the bank's attitude towards cryptocurrency, and it sent a clear message to the rest of the financial industry. Digital currencies were here to stay. Other major banks soon followed suit, with firms like HSBC and Wells Fargo announcing their own plans to develop and use digital currencies for cross-border payments and other financial transactions. These banks saw the potential of digital currencies to improve efficiency and reduce costs in their operations, and they were eager to be at the forefront of this new technology. As more and more banks began to explore the use of digital currencies, the interest of governments around the world began to peak. Some governments, like that of Japan, saw the potential of digital currencies to drive economic growth and innovation and were quick to adopt policies to support their use. They passed laws to regulate digital currency exchanges and created sandbox environments to encourage innovation in the space. Other countries, like China, were more cautious in their approach. They recognized the potential of digital currencies but were concerned about the risks they posed to financial stability and the potential for money laundering. To address these concerns, the Chinese government implemented strict regulations on digital currency activities and began a campaign to crack down on illegal uses of digital currencies. Despite the different approaches taken by different countries, one thing was clear. Digital currencies were no longer a niche technology, and they had the potential to disrupt the traditional financial system. Governments and banks around the world had to grapple with the question of how to best regulate and harness the power of this new technology. One of the most interesting developments in the world of digital currencies has been the emergence of central bank digital currencies (CBDC). These are digital versions of a country's fiat currency, issued and backed by the central bank. They are seen as a way to modernize the existing monetary system and keep up with the rapid pace of technological change. The People's Bank of China was one of the first central banks to begin experimenting with CBDC. They launched a pilot program in 2020 to test the use of a digital yuan in a small number of cities. This move was widely seen as a sign of China's determination to be at the forefront of digital currency development. Other central banks around the world quickly began to take notice of China's progress in CBDC development. The European Central Bank, the Bank of Canada, the Bank of England, and many others announced their own plans to research and develop CBDC. While the adoption of digital currencies varies greatly from country to country, the trend is clear. Digital currencies are no longer a niche technology, and they are here to stay. Banks and governments around the world are recognizing their potential to revolutionize the financial system and improve efficiency and security. Now I will talk about the world's plans for cryptocurrency and what countries are working on their own CBDC. Other central banks around the world quickly began to take notice of China's progress in CBDC development. The European Central Bank, the Bank of Canada, the Bank of England, and many others announced their own plans to research and develop CBDC. The Bank of Japan also announced its plans to develop a CBDC to supplement the existing cash system, aiming to provide a more convenient and secure payment method for all citizens in order to prepare for the challenges of a cashless society. Similarly, the Reserve Bank of Australia announced that it is researching the possibility of issuing a CBDC as a complement to, rather than a replacement for, physical cash and bank deposits. In the United States, the Federal Reserve has been actively studying the potential benefits and risks of a CBDC, but has yet to make a decision on whether to issue one. Nevertheless, the concept of a digital dollar has been gaining attention and momentum among policymakers, with some calling for its issuance in order to keep up with the progress of other countries and ensure the US stays competitive in the digital economy. Cryptocurrency being sued by the government, and what does that mean for the industry? Cryptocurrency is decentralized digital currency that is based on blockchain technology. It is a relatively new technology, and its legal status is still being determined by governments around the world. In some cases, governments have taken legal action against individuals or organizations involved in the cryptocurrency industry. This could include lawsuits, regulations, or even criminal prosecution. The reasons for government action against cryptocurrency can vary. In some cases, governments may view cryptocurrency as a threat to their monetary policy or as a tool for illegal activities such as money laundering or tax evasion. In other cases, governments may be concerned about the potential for fraud or other financial crimes associated with the industry. The impact of government action against cryptocurrency can be significant. If a government were to successfully shut down a major cryptocurrency exchange or ban the use of certain cryptocurrencies, it could have a detrimental effect on the overall industry. This could lead to a decline in the value of certain cryptocurrencies, as well as a reduction in the overall number of people participating in the industry. However, some governments have been taking a more hands-off approach, and some have even embracing the blockchain technology behind the cryptocurrencies. One example is central banks are exploring the possibility of issuing their own central bank digital currencies. It's also important to note that the industry of cryptocurrency is constantly evolving, and the legal landscape surrounding it is likely to change over time. As such, it's difficult to make definitive predictions about the long-term effects of government action on the industry. It's also worth noting that different countries may have different legal frameworks when it comes to cryptocurrencies, and therefore the specific actions taken by governments can vary greatly. That being said, I can provide some examples of instances where governments have taken legal action against specific cryptocurrencies. One example is the case of Liberty Reserve, a digital currency service that was shut down by the United States government in 2013. The government accused the company of being involved in money laundering and other financial crimes, and it was later convicted of operating an unlicensed money transmitting business. Another example is the case of the cryptocurrency called OneCoin. It was promoted as a cryptocurrency investment opportunity, but in reality, it was a Ponzi scheme. It was banned in several countries, and its leaders were charged with fraud. In China, the government has taken a hard line against cryptocurrencies and has banned all initial coin offerings ICO and cryptocurrency exchanges within its borders. This has had a significant impact on the Chinese cryptocurrency industry. In the United States, the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) has taken legal action against several initial coin offerings ICO that it has deemed to be securities fraud. These enforcement actions have targeted companies that conducted illegal securities offerings, made misleading statements to investors, or sold unregistered securities. In India, crypto trading has been banned by the government. The Reserve Bank of India has banned banks from providing any services to crypto trading platforms, and people are not allowed to buy, sell, or hold cryptocurrencies in India. It's important to remember that these examples should not be considered as a comprehensive list, and as the crypto industry is dynamic and ever-evolving, new cases might appear over time. In conclusion, the legal landscape for cryptocurrencies is still evolving and varies from country to country. Governments may take legal action against specific cryptocurrencies for a variety of reasons, including concerns about money laundering or other financial crimes, and their actions can have a significant impact on the industry. A brief overview of some of the potential benefits and challenges that could arise if cryptocurrency were widely adopted. One potential benefit of widespread cryptocurrency adoption is the increased security and transparency that blockchain technology provides. Transactions made using cryptocurrencies are recorded on a public ledger, which makes them resistant to fraud and hacking. Additionally, the decentralized nature of blockchain networks means that they are not controlled by any single entity, making them more resilient to censorship and government interference. Another potential benefit of widespread cryptocurrency adoption is the potential for greater financial inclusion. Cryptocurrencies have the ability to enable people who are unbanked or underbanked access to financial services. It could also provide people living in countries with unstable currencies or economies an alternative to their own currencies. Another benefit is that if the world were to adopt a cryptocurrency, cross-border transaction would become faster, cheaper, and more efficient. However, there are also potential challenges that would need to be addressed. One of the biggest challenges is the issue of scalability. Some cryptocurrencies have struggled to handle the large number of transactions that have been made on their networks, leading to slow processing times and high fees. This could be a barrier to widespread adoption. Another challenge is the lack of regulation. Some countries have not yet established clear legal frameworks for dealing with cryptocurrencies. This can make it difficult for individuals and businesses to use cryptocurrencies, and could also make it easier for criminals to use them for illegal activities. There is also the risk of speculative bubble, as the price of cryptocurrencies is not backed by any tangible assets like gold or oil. They are subject to sudden and large fluctuations. Additionally, widespread adoption of cryptocurrency would likely have a significant impact on the global financial system. This could be both positive and negative, and would likely be met with resistance from established financial institutions. Finally, one other aspect is the energy consumption and the environmental impact of crypto mining, as it requires a lot of energy. In conclusion, while widespread adoption of cryptocurrency could bring many benefits such as increased security, transparency, and financial inclusion, it would also come with its own set of challenges such as scalability, regulation, and environmental concerns. It is important that these challenges are thoroughly evaluated and addressed before widespread adoption can occur. Remember, This is just a quick breakdown of the growth and challenges of cryptocurrency, not a full detailed version, just enough for you the listener to understand.